Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, March 10th. It is 6:21 right now. Market's going to open in about 9 minutes. So let me go ahead and set up the room real quick. Then we'll get started with our session for the day. So let's get all this set up right here. All right. A couple other things right here. Last minute touch-ups right here. We're good. All right, one last thing. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in Premium. All right. There we go. All right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, March 10th. It's 6:23 right now. Market's going to open in about 7 minutes. We'll start off by drawing some, I'll let some people join the room real quick, and then I'll start by drawing off the liquidity areas over here. So price has been dropping all London session. As you can see, price is possibly going to swing back up. I mean, there's a ton of liquidity on the top side right here. I'll have to analyze everything to confirm, what our bias might be for the day. Not sure what happened overnight. I haven't been following the news. I didn't even trade yesterday at night, Asia. I mean, I rarely trade during Asia, but I for sure didn't trade last night after the mentoring session. But there's a ton of liquidity right here on the top side. All right. All right, cool. Morning, Nick. Morning, Peter. Morning, Patrick. Morning, Steven. Morning, Kenny. Morning, David. Morning, Barack. Morning, Lisa. Morning, Maria. Morning, David. Morning, Patricia. Morning, Matt. Morning, Matthew. Morning, Rashida. Morning, Fahad. Morning, Jonathan. Morning, everybody. All right, guys. So looking at the liquidity over here, there's a ton of liquidity on the top side. Sorry, my dog's too loud, guys. You guys might hear my other dog in the background. He's here today. Sorry, guys. You might hear me or see me mute myself every so often whenever my dog starts barking. It's my other dog's first time here, so every time he hears any noises, he barks like all crazy. All right, so the dogs give the direction of the market, right? Yeah, I've got to ask him which way price is going. So if the dogs stay upstairs, then we'll probably be buying. If they stay downstairs, we'll probably be selling. Sounds about legit. Well, we'll see that. I think price is going to be pushing up though. Just looking at everything here. There's a ton of liquidity here on the top side. And this is the clean chart. So, all right, 6:26 right now. Market's going to open in about 4 minutes, guys. So let's see what we got over here. Morning, Brenda. Morning, Mauricio. Morning, everybody. Steven said bulls, bears, and dogs, right? All right, so looks like majority of you guys are here already. Morning, Al. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to check is the retail sentiment. Retail sentiment is currently 59% long, 41% short. So there's a majority of retail traders on the long side. That's indicating that we want to be taking some sells. However, we'll see what happens when the market actually opens. Just looking at the chart right now, price is literally just ranging right now. So, I mean, anything can really happen. Price can keep dropping further or price can shoot to the upside, but price is in literal consideration right now. It's just, I mean, consolidation. It's just ranging between this high and this low, not really much movement. Looking over at the fundamentals are currently down 413 points. So if this becomes the case, then we might as well be selling today. The mid-market reversal might be for a buy because there's a lot of liquidity on the top side, or what might happen is we might get a manipulated push to the upside. So price might push up initially, and then it'll come all the way back down, right? That's what's probably gonna happen here. It'll probably push way up here to the sessions, reject off it, and come all the way back down. I think overall, we're definitely gonna be looking for sells, but we're going to have to wait for that confirmation of the bias before we actually enter anything. So looking at everything here with what we currently have, we're definitely looking for a sell. Retail sentiment is currently 60% long. Actually, it just increased. So a lot of retail traders are getting on the long side. They think price is going to shoot back up. And I think this is a trap. So as more retail traders enter the long side, that's perfect for us because it's probably going to push up slightly and then it's probably going to come all the way back down, right? So we're definitely looking for sells. Reason for that's because retail sentiment is long. We want to trade opposite of everybody else. And the fundamentals are currently bearish, very bearish. They're down 400 points. We'll see what happens when the market officially opens, but it looks like there's breaking news right here. Since Goldman is closing down its Russia business, making it among the first Wall Street banks to do so. All right, so I mean, that's pretty big. Goldman is closing their banks in Russia. So as this war progresses, things are not getting better for Russia. Initial updates. I'm surprised they don't even have updates for the war anymore. Before, it was the, well, actually it's right here, sorry. It says, yes, Russia, Ukraine failed to reach deal on ceasefire, UK sanctions, oligarch Ambrovich. So we'll see how that goes. Hey, Delmas, morning. Morning, Jay. Morning, Adam. Morning, Delmas. Morning, everybody. Morning, Ruin. Morning, Andres. All right, guys, market is going to open shortly. Let's see, market is opening in about 1 minute. So keep this up right here and we will continue to follow along. Morning, Jason. So as I mentioned before, guys, we're probably going to have an overall bearish bias today. We just need a confirmation. So what I need right here is I need price to come below here, retest the sessions, and continue dropping further. Once we get that confirmation, I'm all in for sells. Until we get that, we're not going to be looking for any sells just yet. All right, market's going to open in about 20 seconds, guys. Steven, I know you're looking for the breakout. The breakout should be looking for a strong red candle. No, yeah, Jason said, Sean, Greed got me 2 weeks ago, blew one of my accounts, not this time, lesson learned. Yeah, no, that's good. Just treat those losses as a lesson. And there we go with the price push up to the upside. So it's doing pretty much what we anticipated, guys. This is kind of what we anticipated. I mentioned a possible manipulated push to the upside, but I expect it to come all the way back down. This candle right here might even close with a huge wick. It might just swing up and then come right back down. So the main thing right here, guys, is to be patient and to wait for the confirmation. There's no confirmation here for a buy. There's no confirmation for a sell. However, looking over at the fundamentals are currently down 330 points. So I'm definitely not looking for any buys today. I do see it coming right back down. Looking at the stock index right here, there's no reason for price to push up like that, right? So this is how I know 100% it's a manipulated push. None of these stocks are green. They're literally all red, right? There's no reason for it to be pushing up like this. So I do see it coming back down. I don't recommend you guys hop into any buys. Just wait. You'll see eventually it's going to come all the way back down because there's no reason for it to be pushing up like this. So for the people here who are new or don't understand how US30 works, US30 is an index of all of these stocks right here. None of these stocks are green. They're literally all red. There's 2 stocks here that are green. There's one that's not even really green. Walmart's less than a point. Chevron's up 2 points. But if you, match these together and you use basic logic, you're like, okay, if this is all red, price should not be going up, right? And you can see price coming all the way back down right here. So just be smart about it, guys. Don't fall for these traps here. A lot of people don't use basic logic when you're analyzing a chart. A lot of people just look at technicals here and they think, oh, price is going up, so it has to keep going up. No, you look at fundamentals and you're like, the fundamentals are all red. There's literally no reason for it to go up. So just wait for it to come back down. And once it confirms the bias, then we'll take that trade. So I'm just gonna go and delete this here because this is irrelevant. Price just broke through liquidity right there, but it was obviously straight manipulation. All right, so check this out. Price is coming all the way back down. What we need in order to take a trade here for a sell is we need a confirmation of the bias switch. So we need price to swing below here. We need price to swing below here, come back for the retest, and a continued drop further down. Once we have this right here, we can start looking for sells. I don't recommend taking any sells yet because you're going to be stuck in this manipulation here. You definitely don't want to be caught in where price is being manipulated, because if price spikes up and down and your stop loss is too close, you're going to get screwed over 100%. So we're waiting for this pattern right here to confirm. So Steven, if you're looking for your breakout, this candle right here, this red one was not a strong red candle. So there's no entry off that. This is probably your breakout right here. So this is probably your breakout entry. However, I do find it risky because, as I mentioned, this is not a good area to trade until you have a confirmation of this down here. So until you have a confirmation of the bias, this is when I'll start looking for sells. And this is exactly why. You can see prices still being heavily manipulated. So I don't recommend you guys enter any trades right now, especially not for a long or for a sell. You want to wait for it to actually come below here and confirm. Otherwise, you're just going to get caught in this price hike. So I'm gonna delete this here because we're not in that trade, but that's the example right there why I chose not to take that trade, because price is being heavily manipulated around this whole area. So hopefully it all makes sense to you guys, or it's starting to come together, because this will prevent you from getting into bad trades. I feel like the problem with a lot of people is they don't know when to avoid trades, right? Right now is a key point when to avoid trades, because price is pushing up so high, but there's no reason for it to push up high, right? Fundamentals are still super down. And you can see right here, this news has released that the Dow falls. So as it falls, as people sell, price is going to be manipulated to the upside, and then it's going to come right back down. Oh yes, thanks, Maddie. I forgot to check the news today. So we had news over here at 5:30. I'm going to go and mark that up on my chart. We have news again at 7:30 and then at 10. So let me go over here real quick. Let me mark up opening price real quick at 7:30. It's right there. Color that blue. And then at 5:30 over here, in pink. All right, so guys, check out where price is wicking off of. So as you can see, these two previous candles, they both wicked off this pink line right here, right? And then this third one right here as well. So look at how many times price is wicking off this right here. It's pulling back to where news price was. This is where news was. And this blue line right here is going to be opening price. So I'm going to mark that up on the clean chart as well. It's 5:30. And then opening price right here at 6:30. All right, so you guys can see where these key price points are, news price and opening price right here. We also have news coming up at 7:30. It's not high impact, but it will have an effect in the market. So we got opening price right here at 6:30, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. We got news at 7:30 right here. All right, so as you guys can see here, it's easier to see here on the clean chart where price is rejecting from. It's rejecting right off the news price right here. That pink line that I drew. Let's delete this for now. You have news over here at 7:30. Mark that up in red. Where's the sessions at? All right, so price isn't done pushing to the upside yet, but I do expect it to come over here. All right, so here we go as price pushes below. In order for us to enter any sells, we need a confirmation of the bias, right? We don't have the confirmation of the bias yet, but looking at everything over here, retail sentiment is currently 59% long, as you can see over here. This indicates that retail traders are on the long side, majority of the retail traders, not very much, but a good amount of them. Fundamentals are still very red. They're down 363 points. Looking over here at the stock index, stuff is starting to flatten out. However, it's still very red. So you can see right here, all these stocks here are red. There's a couple stocks here that are green. These are not very green. They're like less than a point. Chevron and Caterpillar are the only ones that are really bullish right now, but they're not very strong. They're only up about 3 points. So looking at that, we'll have to follow along and mark up when price reaches a range. So what I'm looking for right here, guys, is I'm looking for a range. Once we get a range here, we can start looking for the confirmation of the bias swing. So price is now currently, or it's not ranging, it's still dropping further. It's dropping back to where we originally anticipated. You can see price is going back to opening price right here. This blue line right here is opening price. So this is where market opened today at 6:30. Price is coming all the way back to it. And I wouldn't be surprised if price comes to it and then just starts consolidating right back to where it was originally. So as you guys can see, this is all a manipulated push right here. Because we had a big push to the upside, but there's no reason for it to push up. From market open, market's been red pretty much all morning. So there's no reason for it to stay, to push up at all. There's no stocks here to really push it up. And price is pretty much just going right back to where it was originally. So just a matter of patience, guys, waiting for the confirmation here. What I'm going to be looking for at this moment is I'm looking for price to break below, break and close below opening price right here, retest and confirm below. We were looking for this below here at the sessions, but it's a bit far from that area. So either break below here or break below the sessions. One of these two areas to confirm the pattern that price is going to confirm its bias for a sell. Because overall, we're looking for a sell. We have the retail sentiment indicating a sell. We have fundamentals indicating a sell. The last thing we need is the technicals here. So the three main confluences are going to line up all pointing for a sell. We just need that confirmation once it closes below. And there we go. As price comes below here, but it's rejecting off opening price. Meaning it's closed below there. All right, so price never confirmed the close below this opening price, so there's no confirmation of the bias there yet. So as I mentioned before, guys, you guys don't want to get caught in this whipsaw. Price has been doing this for the past 3 days now. There's like no clear direction. As you can see over here. So here's 6:30 opening price, and then here's 7. Just basically the first 30 minutes in the market. You can see there's no clear direction. Price never really chose a push to the upside or a push to the downside. Price is literally just it's bouncing back and forth. It's not even consolidating at this point. It's just whipsawing up and down. I was really hoping Thursday was going to be a better day for us with smoother moves, but it doesn't look like it's going to be. It's pretty much the same. It's pretty much the same movement that's been happening on Tuesday, Wednesday, now Thursday. So this is a clear example of not to trade, because it doesn't matter if you take a buy or a sell. Like for example, if you chase the sell right here and you took a sell, you would have been stopped out because price spiked up. And then if you chase this buy over here, price came right back down, you would have gone stopped out. And if you chase the sell right here again, you'd have gone stopped out again the other way. So this is definitely not a good time to be trading, because you don't know where price is really going. Like, there's no reason for price to push up like this. If you look at the fundamentals, they're still very red. They're down 300 points still. Looking at the stock index right here, everything is pretty much red. So I do think price is going to come back down. I just see this as being manipulated to the upside currently. I think what they're doing, well, not that I think, but I'm pretty sure what they're doing is they're trying to stack on more retail traders on the buy side. So you're probably going to see this number right here increase a bit. It was at like 58% earlier, or 57. It's now at 60%. And as this number increases, it's just, they're basically luring in a lot of retail traders onto the long side, so that they can dump price and stop everybody out, right? I'm sure that's happened to you guys, where you guys have chased the trade and then all of a sudden it just completely reverses out of nowhere. Kind of like what happened right here. So you can see how price just spiked up, people chased it, it came all the way back down, stopped everybody out. It's doing the same thing again right here. It's going to push price slightly up, and then people are going to chase it, they're going to enter buys, and then they're going to dump it, and everyone's going to get stopped out. There's just no reason for it to go up. I mean, there's a war going on. There's bad news all throughout the sector. There's just nothing here really pushing price. Like, there's no catalyst really pushing price to the upside. There's no news here that's been super positive to push price up. If anything, last week should have been very positive because it was NFP. There was a ton of employment changes for the positive, but there's not really much news today. I mean, unemployment claims here were negative. Other than that, and there you go, price is right back down. So you guys, don't get caught in this mess here. I'm going to try to warn you guys as much as possible not to play in this market. But if you guys are chasing these buys, you're getting stopped out. If you're chasing the sells, you're getting stopped out as well. So it's best to just be patient and wait for the market to really confirm where price is going. I mean, just imagine taking any of these trades, guys. These are not small moves. Like, if you measure this right here, each candle, it's about like a 500 pip move, right? So if your stop loss is less than 500 pips, or if you get caught in the spread, you're going to get stopped out either way, whatever, if you're trading buys, you're trading sells, because price doesn't necessarily continue pushing. Like, for example, here, price pushed up right here. And if you were to take this trade and you chase this buy here, it would have stopped you out because it would have pulled right back below. Yeah, no, exactly. Right, I mean, it's so volatile so far. Hopefully everyone being safe and waiting for the directional move. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, and Henry said spreads seem to be high as well. Yeah, no, and I agree. This is why you guys don't want to get caught in these trades, because if the spreads, let me check what the spread looks like right now. Spread is about it's about 200. It's going between 200 and 300, which is very high, because the thing is, if you're trying to scalp, it's going to be nearly impossible. Because if you're going for like 100 pips, then you're going to have to go for like 400 pips realistically, because you got to cover the spread first. Good one, Brian. Yeah, Brian said no rat trades today. If you guys were sitting in on the mentoring session yesterday, we looked over that. It's one of the common issues why people get caught in bad trades and end up blowing accounts, right? So if you guys remember from the mentoring session yesterday, I wrote down a list of the common issues for most traders. It's usually revenge trading, taking random trades, over leveraging, over trading, and just taking trades that are just not there, right? So I don't recommend speculating right now in the market. Volatility is too high, spread's too high. It's just not worth it. Thanks, Steven. You're a super risk taker over here. I just read your messages. Steven said that he took the breakout when it was super risky, but then he closed out at break even, which I'm glad. So I'm glad you closed out at break even, Stephen, because the market is too, it just doesn't make any sense, guys, like how it's moving right now. And when the market doesn't make any sense, you should probably not hop into it, because you can see right here, the fundamentals are down 349 points. The stock index over here is still very red. The only logical explanation for price to be pushing up is that they're trying to stack up buyers, right? The market makers, they as in the market makers, they're trying to stack up some more retail traders on the long side. So, and you can see a lot of retail traders here are also getting nervous. They probably just pulled out because they were like, oh crap, the market's going nuts right now. So it was 60% long, now it's 59% long. So a lot of these people on the long floor, not a lot of them, but a handful of people on the long side pulled out of their positions, because they probably see price coming right back down. They're not falling for this trap. I'm sure a lot of people have fallen for this trap all week because price hasn't really shown a direction, and people are just, they're just not, they're not dealing with it. I'm pretty sure a lot of people lost a lot of money this week due to the high volatility. So Steven's asking, is there a deadline to hold a breakout before we have to close it? So usually the breakout should hit within the first few minutes, Steven. If the trade doesn't hit within the first 5 or 10 minutes, then, odds are it's probably not going to, it's not going to be a good trade. Let's see. Solorm's, the breakout was, so if the breakout is, there is a cutoff for when you can take the breakout, Steven. So if the breakout comes after 6:35 or 9:35, depending on where you're located, 6:35 Pacific, 9:35 Eastern, there's not going to be a breakout for you to take. However, if you are in a breakout before that time period, that breakout should definitely hit full TP before 10 minutes have passed, because it's a breakout, right? It's supposed to happen right away. So just keep that in mind. All right, so let me go on, or I'll leave this here for now, because we have this possible area of liquidity. So here's the thing, if price ends up shifting above here, well, it would have to close above there. So if price closes above this area of liquidity, comes back for the retest, and then continues pushing up higher, then this would be a confirmation of the bias to the upside. There's no confirmation right now for the upside or the downside. Price is pretty much just bouncing around this area right here between this high and this low. I'm gonna keep updated with the fundamentals here. The main thing right here, so the main catalyst here is going to be the retail sentiment. Retail sentiment is 59% long, so it's not very strong. I mean, it is still indicating that we should be looking for sells. It also coincides with the fundamentals. Fundamentals here are very bearish, so we're definitely looking for sells. It's just going to be a bit of time. I do like that price keeps bouncing around this area, because when it bounces around this area, it creates liquidity on the bottom side, and that's what we need. We need a lot of liquidity down here to catch when price finally does really drop, because the liquidity to the bottom side will give us a good understanding as to where price is likely to go when it does break below. So here we go. As price starts to drop back below, you can see price is failing to break past this area of liquidity right here. So if you just look at all the wicks right here, price is having a real tough time getting past this. And you can see, so this is where price is really ranging. It's ranging between the liquidity and this pink line right here, which is a news price. So look at where the wicks are rejecting off, this liquidity area, and look where the wicks are rejecting off down here, this pink line, which is the news price from 5:30 this morning, which was unemployment claims. It's high impact news today, right here, or medium impact, and it was negative. All right, so same situation right here. Price still has not closed above this area. In order for price to confirm the bullish bias, we need price to close above it So I don't care if price even does close above it, because this is what I'm looking for. If price closes above it, when it comes down for the retest, this is where I'm probably going to enter trade, because at this point, price is going to do one of two things. It's either going to confirm the push to the upside, or it's going to pull right back down here and come back down to opening price. And you guys have seen this pattern play out every day this week, right? Like literally every day. There's going to be a scenario that pulls up right here once this happens. It hasn't happened yet, but when we do get that scenario, it's going to be, you know, one or the other. It's not going to be a range. It's going to be a breakout in either direction. So, well, I mean, we'll see where that goes. So right there again, another failed attempt. It did not close above. So we don't even have the first step right here. Price might just come right back down to news price, where it's been rejecting from pretty much all morning. Oh yeah, this was a V3 sell right here. So yeah, Maddie and Charles, they identify this as a V3 sell. However, I wouldn't be looking to take it yet. It's too risky. So this was a V3 sell, but I'm not looking to take it yet until we have a confirmation of the bias to the bottom side. We don't have any bias yet for either a buy or a sell. It's just choppiness. So yes, this is a V3, but it's not one that I would recommend taking, because the thing is, price is still testing this area. Price can easily just break above it, right? So I'm not looking to take any of, I'm not looking to take any trades, whether a buy or a sell just yet. Let's see, Matthew's asking if we have a potential V3 sell on the 3-minute chart. Let me check real quick. No, we don't. So we wouldn't have a V3 sell here because the requirement for the pending sell is not there. So the fourth requirement right here, you need a pending momentum in that direction. So in order for you to have this, to have an entry here, you need a buy signal here and then a pending sell, so that you can catch the momentum swing to the downside. So yeah, look at this big push to the upside. Okay, so right here, this is exactly what we were looking for. Now that price is pushed above here, if it closes above this line, so this is the first step. First step is break to the upside or break in the direction. So if this closes above here, which it looks like it's going to, the next step is we're looking for the retracement back to the area of liquidity right there. So I wouldn't chase this right here, guys. Price has to come back and pull back to test liquidity. So I know a lot of you guys are tempted to chase this buy here. I don't recommend doing it because price is likely to come back down at any moment now. So yeah, there's a 3-minute daily there. I'm not going to take that trade because there's no confirmation yet. Until we get that confirmation, I'll be looking for trades. But right now, there's no confirmation for a buy or a sell. All right, price might even come up to here. It might come up to this area of liquidity, project off this area and come back down. Or it might just come down straight from where it's currently at. So one of two things will happen. Price will either come up, test liquidity up here, or price might just come down from where it currently is at right now. All right. Yeah, this thing is pushing up. I wonder what's going on in the market. Is something going on that's pushing price up like that? Because all of the indexes are all red. It just doesn't make sense for price to be pushing up like that. This is obviously something's going on behind the scenes, pushing price up that high. All right, so what might happen is we're gonna have to scratch the idea of retesting. We might see price push up over here. So this is the last line of defense right here. This is the last area that I can see it push up and reject off, the sessions, right? The New York low from yesterday. So price is going to come around this area over here, and this is the last area of it to reject from, the sessions right there. I don't really see, it's weird because all the indexes here are all red. The Dow is down 200 points, S&P is down 34 points, NASDAQ's down 169 points, Russell 2K is down 25 points. All I can think of is that this is like clear manipulation because there's no news here that's positive. the unemployment claims here were negative news this morning. There's like literally nothing here pushing price to the upside or a catalyst really indicating that price should be going up, right? Nothing here on CNBC. So let's see where price is currently at. I think it's going to reject off the sessions right here. So let's see if it closes above there. If it closes above there, nope. And there goes a rejection right there off the sessions. Yep, clear rejection off the sessions right there, which is the New York low from yesterday. So let's see, price might just come all the way back down. So you guys look at these lines here that I drew. So if you guys remembered from the beginning of the session, I mentioned that price was dropping so much during London that we have so much liquidity sitting over here on the top side, right? So we kind of anticipated price to push up like this, but we did expect it to come down at some point. This might be the point where it comes down from. We'll see where this candle right here closes. If it closes above, it might continue pushing, but it's really unusual for it to push up like that. It's just, this was, let's see, in the last 5 minutes, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Price has pushed up nearly 2,000 pips in about 5 minutes. It just doesn't make any sense. There's no reason for it to push up unless there's like some breakthrough here where like Russia and Ukraine have like agreed to end the war or something like that. There's not really much here indicating that price should be pushing up like all the way that high. I could see it pushing up to the sessions, but not. Yeah, I mean, it's still pushing up even higher. Anton said Trump's back. All right, so the next area of sessions will be right here, this purple line. I don't recommend anyone chases buy though. As soon as someone enters a buy right here, I can guarantee it's going to come and pull all the way back down. And I'm sure that's happened to a lot of people where you guys see this big push to the upside, you get excited, you hop into the buy, all of a sudden, right when you enter the trade, price comes all the way back down. Let me see what the spread's looking like. Spread's actually not that bad right now. It's 220. I was expecting with all this volatility, spread would be a lot wider, but it's not. It's at 220. So it's about a little bit above normal, but not very much, not too high. Matthew said who's going to take one for the team. Yeah, if anyone here takes a sell, I mean a buy, let us know because I'm going to take a sell. Where's Rick at? Rick, you in here? Yeah, Rick's here. Wondering if Rick's taking that buy. So if anyone's taking a buy, let me know because I'm pretty sure as soon as someone takes a buy, this thing's going to come all the way back down. Yeah, we got to create a Rick indicator. Rick's had hopped in a bit, but down 2,500 for the day from earlier. Oh no. Yeah, you might want to take it easy then, Rick. Don't take any of these risky trades. You know, you're better off just letting your account reset tomorrow and you should be good. Not your account reset, but your daily. Rick said he's in his cell right now. Oh man. All right, let's see what happens with price. I think it might be a little early to enter a sell though, but maybe it'll come down. So one thing that you guys could look at, because you can see like the actual movement here on the 1 minute. If you look on the higher time frames, like the 10, you can see that price has to come down. Look how big this candle is. It makes 0 sense. This 1 10-minute candle right here pushed up well over 2,000 pips, 2,400 pips right there. So whenever you see a huge candle like this, like, let me just clean this up a little bit. Let me just show you, for example, right? So, where's the tool at? Okay, so you got a big candle right here, right? Look what happened at the last big candle right here. See this big green candle? As soon as it pushed up, where did price go? All the way back down, right? So I don't really trust any big candles like that. Again, right here, a big candle right here. It comes down at least back to where it was originally, right? So right here, price pushed up and then it pushed right back down to where it opened and then it came right back up. So I don't really trust when you see big candles like that. You can't really see it on the 1 minute because you see the actual small candles, but you can see here from looking at all these big candles, whenever you get a huge push like that, it's no surprise, right? So like, look at this big candle, price came back down to where it was originally. Again, right here, where's the other big candle I just saw? Again, right here, right? Another big candle. Whenever you see big candles like that, price pushes right back down, and then it can do one of two things. It'll either push back up or it'll continue dropping. And these patterns just continue to play themselves out. That's why whenever I see a big move like that, I never chase it. You know, again, right here. So this is exactly like what just happened right now. So check out this right here, this area. See how price just pushed up and it continued pushing up? It came right back down to where it was below, and then it just corrected back up. So there's going to be a correction. There always has to be a correction when there's a big push like that. So I don't recommend you guys hop into stuff, because there we go with the correction. Price is now starting to drop. There goes back to the 1 minute. All right, what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to delete all of these areas of liquidity because they've already been broken. I'm going to create new ones so that we can start looking for shifts in bias. All right, so we got one right here, one right here. All right, so what I see right here is I see price ranging within this area for a bit. What I want to see, so I want price to go sideways right here. What I want to see is I want price to drop below the sessions right here and close, come back for the retest and confirm. Once it does that, then I'm good for taking sells because it's going to confirm. But you can see right here where price is rejecting from, right? Price is literally rejecting off the sessions. So you can see where the wick is bouncing off this green line. That is the sessions right there. So what I'm looking for at this point is looking for it to break below. Once it breaks below, we will start looking for a break and close actually. So it needs to close below this green line here. All right, and it is closing right there. So hopefully nobody chases buy here and you guys listen to what I was saying, because if you guys chase the buy, you'd be screwed right now. Because this thing's already dropped down about 1,000 pips. I mean, Rick, you must be having profit if you're in that sell still. All right, so we did have that close right there, guys. Here's the first step. We have the close. We want the retest. We want it to retest, and then we want it to come back below further. Let's see, Aaron said potential V3 on the 5 minute. Yeah, Aaron, so this is actually a potential V3. The issue with this V3 right here, though, is that it's a really big move. Like, this shit is big. It's like, it's an 850 pip move. So, I mean, I'll follow it, or it's even more now, actually. I'll follow it. I don't think I'm going to enter it just yet. I'll probably look for a smaller entry on the 1 minute. The problem is that it's at the sessions too right here. So you want it to close below the sessions, this green line. But all right, so let's see. Yeah, it's a bit of a big push. So I'll leave this here and I'll follow it, but I'm not going to enter off of 5 minutes. It's just too big of a move. I mean, and the market's just moving too crazy. I would have to use like a smaller lot size to take this trade. But I just want to enter because it's just too big of a move. Like, price is probably going to retrace up a bit, and then it's probably going to come back down. Okay, yeah. So look, here's the setup that we were looking for. Once I have the bias, then I'll start looking for some sells. What I'm looking for here is I'm looking for price to reject off this sessions right here. So this green candle cannot close above this green line. If it closes above the green line, then it's probably gonna continue pushing up higher, or it's just gonna fake out. All right, so closed above there, and there you can see prices pushing back up a little higher. So this whole markup right here has failed. This is no longer going to be, it's it's been invalidated because we didn't have the retest. We had the break and close below here. We didn't have the retest of the sessions and the confirmation over the drop below. So if we can't make it past step 2, we can't skip to step 3. It's this is like a replay of yesterday. If you guys were on the session yesterday, this is like, I mean, it feels exactly how it did yesterday. It's not very much. Not very much of a direction. So price is now back into the range. And so Aaron, this is the reason why we wouldn't want to take the V3 there for the 5-minute. You can see right there, it's pulling up. It might not push all the way up to stop loss. It might push up like halfway and then come right back down, but it's just too risky of a move because we don't have a confirmation of direction yet. We do have a bias. I mean, obviously our overall bias is a sell, and you can see price is coming back down, but it's rejecting right off the sessions right there. So it looks like you might be attempting for a second go. All right, so price is now dropping back below. If it closes below here, we can try to go for a second attempt. And by second attempt, I mean the break and close below the sessions and then a retest of it. See if it actually closes below. All right, so it's closed below right here. We'll see if we get the retest. So if you guys are not understanding what we're looking for here, we're looking for a bias in the market. We don't have a bias, so we can't take trades for sells or buys. Until we have a bias for a sell or buy, then we can start trading that direction. Every time you guys trade, you want to have a bias. We have a bias with regard to technicals here. I mean, not technicals, retail sentiment, which is currently 57% long. So this means that there's 57% of retail traders on the long side. We want to trade opposite of them. So we're looking for sells with regard to retail sentiment. Looking over at the fundamentals are currently down 188 points. So with that said, this is telling us to take a sell. This is also telling us to take a sell as well. The last thing we need is the confirmation of the technicals here. In order for us to get that confirmation, we need price to confirm that the bias is actually coming to the downside. So currently right now, we have the break and close, we have the retest. Now the last thing we need is for price to close below this low right here. If price ends up closing below here without going back above the line, then we can anticipate price to drop even further. If that makes sense to you guys. If this doesn't make sense, don't worry guys, it'll make sense over time because we analyze the same thing every single day. If you guys want to go back and watch the previous live sessions, you guys will see how it's explained pretty much the same way every day. It's just the same process, rinse and repeat. Once we have a bias, then we can start taking sells. But you can see there's a lot of fake outs being placed right here. This is why you guys want a bias, because if you guys don't have a bias, you can get caught in a lot of these spikes ups and down. And you obviously don't want to be caught in that. So if this closes above here, it's going to invalidate it, no longer a setup. Okay, so it's invalidated again. Let me just delete the stuff here because it's a bit irrelevant. And now at this point, price is back to where it was. It's just ranging within this area. So some heavy consolidation right here. Other than that, let's see. Yeah, exactly. Matt said, or Maddie said, price is squeezing. And yeah, Matt said we need a momentum shift too. Exactly. So price is squeezing. You can see that price is now in a tighter range, right? Price starting to squeeze right down the middle right here. When price starts to squeeze down the middle like this, it's just charging it for a breakout. It's going to break out to the upside or break out to the downside. My guess is that it's going to break out to the downside. So if it breaks out to the downside, we can again look for that confirmation of bias. But I mean, currently right now, there's no confirmation at all. There's like really no direction in price. Going over to the clean chart, And I gotta go and redraw this whole thing now because everything just got knocked out. It's okay, it shouldn't take too long. So this is why the K2 high-low indicator is very important. It takes away all the guesswork and you're able to draw areas of liquidity like within seconds. So right there, in less than a minute, I've drawn up all of the areas of liquidity and we're ready to go. Another reminder, we do have news coming up at 7:30 though. Sorry, mark that up. 8 o'clock. All right. I just realized I deleted everything that I had up here earlier. Like not that it's really important because it's, we're way past this, but the opening price and the news price from earlier today. All right, so as you can see here on the clean chart, it's a lot easier to see prices literally just ranging within here. Yeah, CT said it hit Control Z a bunch of times. Yeah, no, the thing is I cleared everything off because I wanted to take off the old liquidity areas that I drew. And then I ended up deleting everything, but it's all good. It was quicker for me to just redraw everything rather than delete them by hand, each single liquidity line. All right, so price is definitely squeezing, as you guys can see here. It's a lot easier to see here on the clean chart because there's no other markups. Price is just squeezing within this area. So what you want to look out for is for price to break out to the upside or the downside. See how far this range is right here. The range is actually pretty wide. It looks like a small little consolidation range, but it's actually pushing up and down about 600 to 700 pips. So, I mean, this isn't like something to play around in. If your stop loss is like 300 pips, you can easily get stopped out. So I wouldn't mess around with this. Plus the spread, let me see what the spread's looking like right now. Spread is actually not that bad. It's between 110 and 220. If it goes above 220, it's just way too wide. But right now, it's not so bad. All right, so nothing in the market again. Man, I think this has probably been one of the worst weeks we've had, but just in general in a long time. Usually we'll have like bad day, not bad days, but we'll have iffy days like this, like on Tuesday, because Tuesday is like Trap Tuesday. And then it usually goes back to normal on Wednesday, starts to smoothen out. Thursday is pretty fine. And then Friday usually is a risky day because it's Friday. But this week we had a good day on Monday. Tuesday was choppy. Wednesday was choppy. Today is super choppy. And we have these random movements to the upside. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what pushed price up, but there's no news that came out. There's no updates. Aside from oil being pushed, that shouldn't affect the market that much because Chevron stock is actually bullish. I mean, it's only up like six points, which is not that much. Yeah, I don't know. It's such a weird market today, or not just today, but this whole week, Tuesday up until now. But yeah, it's just gonna be a matter of, yeah, no, CT said higher gas equals higher costs for other bus shipping, etc. Yeah, no, I agree with that too. And I did see that right here because you can see everything here that kind of went up is related somehow, right? Like Chevron, Caterpillar, Boeing. I don't know if there's any other companies here that would fall under it. Not really. It's pretty much it. So these are basically the three main green stocks that could push price up, but they're not even up that high. Like Microsoft, Home Depot, these down here they can cover it easily. But yeah, I mean, if anybody has any information why price spiked up like that, I mean, that'd be good for us to look over, but I don't see anything here at all. aside from Goldman Sachs closing, its Russia banks, I mean, we already knew that was going to happen. Like, it was going to push price down. But a new pricing model for Peloton. Think about getting a Peloton. I'm still crippled though. If you guys remember, I was crippled like 2 weeks ago. I'm crunches. I'm still like, my ankle is still not healed yet. So I'm still technically crippled at the moment. Refresh this. Once they cut it off, right? Let's amputate it. I'll just do I'll get one of those prosthetic legs. All right, guys, so nothing's happened yet so far. Price is still ranging within this area. This area of liquidity and this area of liquidity below. There's just nothing here going on. Okay, so price is broken above this area right here. Let's see if it closes. And it pulls right back down. So if it closes above here, you want to look for the confirmation. You want to look for the retest and the confirmation to push to the upside once you get that. And as you can see, price did not push up. It's right back to where it was originally. Yeah. All right, price is pushing up right there. I mean, there's not much of a change. Price failed to close above there. So you can see right here, we were waiting for it to close above this line. It didn't close above it. It's now right back to where it was for the past, 10, 20 minutes now. All right. Yeah. So again, another failed attempt to close above. It's right back around that area. Anton said, "Gonna go to the bathroom, watch the shit move when I leave." I know Anton's gonna be the next indicator right here. If it moves, Anton, you gotta keep stepping away. And there it goes. It's moving. We still got 30 seconds though, so it might just come right back down. It just might wick all the way back down to this area. Let's see, Patrick said, war is still affecting the markets until the big dogs, institutions, etc., have a feel for how it's going to affect the bottom line. Expect this type of market. Yeah, no, I agree, Patrick. I didn't trade during the last war, but I mean, it was like this during COVID too, when there was a lot of uncertainty, right? Price, whenever something big is happening in the world, the market does move like this. It usually doesn't last that long though. At some point, price is going to find its direction. Okay, so right here, price finally closed above it. We're now looking for the retest. So the first step is passed. It's broken above it. We're looking for a possible retest over here with this red candle, which could happen. So let's see. Gotta make sure that it closes. We got to make sure that this candle doesn't close below these two lines, right? This red candle has to have like a wick rejection or something off this area of liquidity. If it closes below, it just invalidates it and there's no pattern there. John said the big unknown is if Putin will start using chemical weapons. Yeah, no, exactly. And that's going to be a big thing. So if Putin starts to use chemical and nuclear weapons, then obviously the market's going to come crashing down. It's not going to be good for any economy. All right, so there we go. Fake out right there, and then price is just right back to where it was originally. it's literally back to where it was. So this is why you guys want to wait for the confirmation. If you guys would have chased the buy here, you would have been screwed. You would have been back into this range. So hopefully, like, you know, a lot of this conservative trading is rubbing off on you guys, and you guys are understanding why you should wait. Because if you guys chase these trades here, you're going to start losing trades left to right, right? There's not even an entry here. I see a lot of people who like to take trades because they think it hits liquidity and they think it's going to push up to this next level, but it doesn't always do that. So failed attempt right there. I'm going to go ahead and just remove that because it's irrelevant at this point. It's already been tested like 5 times. Sorry guys, let me just 1 second. I think my dog's like throwing up. All right, I'm back, guys. Price didn't really do much. It's back in between, I mean, basically where it was earlier. So it's now ranging within this area now. Let's see. Yeah, Patricia said, I don't like how it is in between the sessions too. Yeah, no, I agree. And there's news coming up in 8 minutes. So not really much. All right, so price is now breaking below. This is exactly what we're looking for. All right, so now price is finally going down to where we wanted it to. So price is broken below here. We need it to close. We want it to retest and confirm. Once we have this, we can start looking for sells. I think price is finally going to come down to where it needs to go. Yeah, exactly. Nick said fake push to the upside after news, followed by a big drop. All right, there goes a retest. So price is closed below here. Here's the second step, the retest. It didn't really retest off. We wanted to retest off the sessions. Okay, perfect. So it is testing the sessions right here. We need it to close below. So this green candle can't close above this green line right here. If it closes above, it's going to invalidate it. We need it to wick off this green line right here, and then we'll wait for the confirmation back below. And once we get that, we can start looking for some sells. All right. Oh my God. Now it's right back to where it was. So another fake out. It just got us excited for no reason. So it came down below. We were waiting for that confirmation, and here we go, right back to literally back to where it was. So I'm gonna draw a line right here. And this is where price has been for the past 33 minutes or 32 minutes. Like there's literally no movement. Like this is the area where it's been going back and forth. It just pushes up, comes back down, pushes up, comes back down, and then just goes back to that same area. So, I mean, unfortunately, man, it's such a buzzkill because I was hoping to get at least one good trade today. I haven't traded in like the past 2 days, 3 days. I did make some pretty good profit on Monday, so I'm still net positive for the week. It's just next to the market makers, no, I only need one good trade. I swear it. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, bro, because Nick is so close to passing his FTMO. He just needs one trade, and he can't get that one trade because the market's been shit like for the past 3 days. Right? Nick only needs 1,000 to pass. That sucks. It's horrible. Yeah, Peter said I missed those 1,500 pip daily moves when Trump was president. Yeah, because Trump would tweet something right before market opens, and as soon as the market opens, the price would just go crazy. Me and you both, Peter. It was a good time. C6 said we get them during Biden as well. Yeah, the thing with Biden is you get such a weird movement. It's like a spike up and down. It's not like a clean push to the upside. Yeah, no, exactly. I agree. C6 said you just have to know how to trade it. All right, so here we go with price breaking below here again. So it's broken below. We need the retest and the confirmation back down. Yeah, sounds like Biden's mental health. And that's exactly how you profit. Yeah, what C6 said. Nick said, I'll take a risky trade at some point before the date ends. Either way, I'll either get a retry or a pass. Yeah, just don't overdo it, Nick. Just make sure that you at least get one or the other. Because it's crazy. I've seen some people where they're like 10 or 20 bucks away from passing. And for whatever reason, they think, oh, I'll go like 20 lot size or something. And then they end up never putting a stop loss and they just lose the entire thing off of like one trade. Yeah, no, make sure you set a TP stop loss. Don't use too big of a lot size either. Use something solid. Like I think a 10 lot max would be good for you. If you use a 10 lot max, you just need to shoot for about 100 pips. If you can get that, which is pretty easy, you should be fine. Yeah, you can do that too. You can use a 5 lot as well. All right, so we don't have the retest yet, guys. Price is below the sessions right here. I mean, technically there's a retest right here of this area. I don't think it's area of liquidity though. But here we go, as price finally starts to drop. We have news coming up in about a minute, guys. So I mean, I wouldn't take any trades right now anyways, but price is finally pushing down where it needs to go. All right. Right here. Natural gas storage at 7:30. Pretty sure this is going to be positive because of the sanctions in Russia and stuff. All right, so here's news. I'm going to put another line here for news price. Go to the clean chart. All right, so I mean, there's literally nothing going on right now, guys. I was expecting price to maybe push a little more, but refresh this. And it was positive, just like we anticipated, right? It was a given. We already knew natural gas storage was going to be positive. You know, with the war going on, there's a lot of these sanctions on Russia. Nobody's buying stuff from Russia anymore. So they're not buying gas, they're not buying anything from Russia. So with the inventories low, it was obviously bullish. Anton heard the dog. He heard my dog Kodi in the background. He said, "Dog's mad at price." Yeah, they're mad that price is not moving. It's funny that you guys can hear. At my new place here, I have like a huge open area, so it kind of sounds like Rick said. It sounds like I'm in a closet, so you guys can literally hear what's going on downstairs because it just echoes straight up here, and the microphone's like right here above it too. Let's see. Barack said other major things borrowed from Sean is drawing the news price on the chart. This way, there's no way to forget it. Oh, yeah, exactly. That's Anton said get sound cancellation pads, bro. No, if you saw my place is too big to get cancellation pads. This is like a 2,500 square foot place. It's it. I'd have to have cancellation pads everywhere, and I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't be able to reach like if you saw I don't know if you saw my story before when I showed the front, but the whole area right here is an open area, so I would literally need like an 80-foot ladder to get over here and put anything on the walls. So it's just a big open space. I'll figure out a way though. Maybe I'll move my setup into a different spot where I can. It doesn't really matter though. I don't think it's a big deal for you guys. That sounds like it's all good. I enjoy hearing your dog. Okay, Peter, so the dog's worried it'll be eating canned dog food versus AAA steak if you make no profit today, right? Spoiled dogs. All right, guys, so price is now dropping below. One thing that we want to look out for is price's reaction to the news. So this pink line right here is where news has happened. One of two things will happen. Price will either break below and retest, or it'll just keep pushing down lower, right? Which is kind of what I'm expecting. I'm expecting price to just keep pushing down lower. As price continues to drop right here, we need to look for a retracement, meaning an opposite signal. So we have a sell signal here that's already pushing price below. We need to catch a retracement to the upside, and then we can catch it as it continues to drop even lower. So as price continues to drop further, I will draw the areas of liquidity so that we can catch it as it comes right back down. 5-minute full TP. Oh yeah, so Aaron, I don't know if Aaron, you're still in here. Oh, he's not. Let me just message him. Oh, he is here. Aaron is here. So Aaron, your 5-minute hit full TP, bro. The one that you identified. So it did exactly what we were looking for, right? So I was mentioning before, I was like, oh, price might push up like halfway, like it did. It pushed up right here, then eventually come right back down. And it did. It went straight to full TP. So I don't know if you caught that, Aaron, but that was a good cash. You spotted it perfectly. Straight on the money. So Aaron said, I got out at 150 profit, bitched out because it was ranging. Yeah, no, and I would have felt the same way because it was the same thing I was telling you earlier, right? I was like, it's just a risky move all in general because there's no bias. Now there's some sort of bias for the drop right here. No, don't YOLO into this, Nick. You're too late to enter this. Yeah, no, sit on your hands right now. I wouldn't just hop into a sell right now, guys. If you see an entry, like if you see another V3 where price like retraces up and then comes back down, then yeah, you can enter a V3 or whatever entry you can catch from there. But I don't recommend just entering for no reason. It's just too risky. So let me scroll real quick. Kenny said you can get an office cubicle. I don't know if you were on the mentoring session yesterday, Kenny, but I do have an office space here, and that there are like smaller offices there too that I can also do work in. It's just bringing my whole setup over there is a big issue. So I think whenever I have mentoring sessions, I'll be having the mentoring sessions in the office space. Just so we have a different area to have it. But for actual trading, I need like full focus. So I'm just going to be on my computer for that one. Let's see what else we're missing over here. Matthew's asking for the V3 on the 5 minute. Do you have a max TP stop loss for points? Not necessarily, Matthew. I mean, the 5 minutes is a bigger time frame, so you can technically run this pretty far out. I mean, it just depends on your risk, right? The 5 minute is, from what I've experienced, the most accurate. So you can literally take, like, this is such a big move, but you can see it's still played out. If you're willing to take that risk, you can, and I think it's completely fine. You know, as long as you're okay with using that risk and using proper lot sizing. So I think for the 5 minute, there's not really much of a cap, because if you go above like the 3 minute, there's you're going to get the bigger moves. Obviously 5 minute, you're going to get a big move. 10 minute, you're going to get a big move, etc. Anything above that, you'll get a bigger move. So yeah, no, if you prefer larger points, then you should just stick to the 5 minute versus the 1 minute. The problem with us trading the 5 minute here on the live is that we're only on this live for about an hour and a half. So we can go an hour and a half with no trades on the 5 minute. We've had them before where trades would come up so often when price was volatile, but it doesn't happen too often. So yeah, if you prefer to do the 5 minute and you're able to stay on the lives, or you're able to trade pretty much all morning, then, you know, great, you can do it on the 5. I think it'll work out perfect for you. Yeah, Matthew said I'm not fast enough to enter TP stop loss on the 1 minute. You can use the depth market. That's what we use, Matthew. So, or I don't know, who am I talking to, Matthew? Because you said this is your son's. I'm not sure who am I talking to, but I'll just keep calling you Matthew until you correct me. But yeah, oh, Tierney, yeah. So TC, Thierry, yeah, I know. Okay, I remember. Yeah, I know who you are, obviously, Thierry. So, yeah, if you want to use the depth market tool, that's what we use as well. So if you go on MT4, just right click on your chart, click on depth market, and then you can set your TP stop loss if you want to. If not, if you're still interested in doing the 5 minute, then I think 5 minute would be fine. Let's see. Aaron said V3 buy just hit. How come we wouldn't take that, Sean? So which one are you looking at right here? Aaron, I don't see any V3s over here. This right here, if this was going to be like, this would need to be a red candle. So the low would need to be a red candle, and then the following would have to be a green candle. So I don't, there's no V3 right here. It would have to be like this. Like, for example, if we're looking for sells, we need a green candle for the high, and then the next candle is a red candle. That would be like this right here would have been a V3 for a sell. And that would have hit TP. This one over here wouldn't be a V3 for a buy, because this would need to be a red candle. So it would need to be a red candle right here, and then the following would be a green. Yeah, I'll put the requirements right here. I know that you're still getting the hang of it, Aaron, so I'll put the requirements right here so that you can see. So CT said the expected bounce at 32,960 is setting up for a 3 minute V3. Sketchy though. Yeah, possible V3 here. So like, this is what we can see here on the 1 minute. Price can probably push to the upside right here, possibly reject off the news price right there, and then come right back down. So possible V3 setting up right here. We just got to make sure that it's a decent push. Like, we can't take it if it's too close. And I think this might be too close, honestly. I mean, personally, it's just 150 pips. We want it to be at least 300 to have leeway, because the thing is, the spread is like 220. Yeah, the spread's too wide, guys. Like, there's no way that you would be able to survive any of this move here. If you were to take a trade with only 300 pips stop loss, you're going to be so close to your stop loss right after entering that it's just not going to be worth the entry. So the spread right now is 220. So realistically, if you enter this trade, your entry is going to be like way up here. So if it goes up in the negative just a little bit, you're going to get stopped out automatically, because you have to cover the spread first. So instead of just catching this down here, you got to catch this huge move right here before you can pull out and profit. Terry said, I'm looking forward that you guys move to summertime. So opening market will be 9:30 p.m. for, oh yeah, so when you have daylight savings, it'll be a little bit earlier. Let's see, CT said a 3-minute long V3 hit off 960, just hit. Yeah, so there's a V3 right here on the 3-minute. I mean, I'm personally not looking for any buys, but yeah, there are some V3s here that are hitting in both directions. I just think it's too risky taking buys in my perspective. It did hit full TP right there. But the reason why I'm looking for sells is because retail is still at 58%. It's not very strong, but the fundamentals here are very heavy still for a sell. So. All right, let me see if there's anything else here. Man, time just flew by. It's already 7:42. I'm kind of bummed out that I couldn't catch any. Okay, so there's a possible V3 right here, but the problem is that it's at news price. So I don't know if I would take it. I mean, there's a lot of red flags here. The problem with news price is that it acts like a sessions. Also, the stop loss is going to be too tight. We want at least 300 pips. It looks like volatility has kind of died down a bit. So there's not very much for us to take at the moment. This is a possible V3, but, or maybe not even if it doesn't close. The stop loss is just way too tight. It's like at 130 pips. So you're not going to have enough cushion to even cover the spread. Spread's 220 right now on FTMO. So if you enter, yeah, this is a V3 right here, but it's just too, stop loss is too tight. Yeah, stop loss is 220 pips. The spread is 220 pips. So if you were to enter this trade right here and it went for 1 second in the negative, you would have not blown your coverage, you would have lost the trade because the spread is just too wide. Yeah, Kip said it's too crazy today. I agree. So, if there's multiple people saying the market's kind of crazy or it's not moving right, the market's probably not moving right. Like, I don't think it's moving right. Maddie doesn't think it's moving right. Kip doesn't think it's right. Sisu thinks it's insane. Patricia, I'm sure, doesn't think it's moving right either. Yeah, everyone thinks it's pretty messy. So I don't know. Today's just not a good day to trade, guys. I mean, it's just been like this the past 3 days, unfortunately. I was really hoping it'd start to smoothen out today, but it didn't. Nick said, guess I'm going to have to look for a good entry and YOLO it. What I would recommend is look for an entry, but make sure it's away from the sessions and it's away from these prices right here, Nick. Also, oh yeah, Maddie said that 10-minute played out exactly how you said. So let's go back to the 10-minute over here. I think it was this one right here, right? Yeah, so you guys remember earlier, right? So I mentioned that when you guys have a big candle like this, don't enter it because price is likely to come back either halfway or to where it was when it opened. So for example, right here, price opened right here. So price might continue dropping lower. It'll either drop down to halfway or it'll drop down to where it was at this point. And then this is where you guys can look at it from, because when price gets to this point right here, one of two things will happen. Price will either bounce off and shoot right back up, or it'll break below and just keep dumping. And this all comes from experience, guys. I've been burnt by these kinds of trades so many times in my trading lifetime that like it's just second nature to me. When I see something like this, I see a huge candle, I'm like, oh, I'm for sure not going to enter this because price is going to come back down either halfway or it's going to come down the full way. And then when it comes down to that point, it's either going to bounce off it or it's going to continue dropping lower. So something to keep in mind. Yeah, exactly. Brock said this market is so erratic. I agree. And that's why I've been really cautious with my entries here. So this would technically be like a double confluence right here, Nick. I don't know if you want to try to YOLO it off this. If this candle closes with the sell signal, it'd be a pivot entry and an intraday entry as well. Never mind, it didn't close. So no YOLO off that. Yeah, the V3 here would have hit, just like I mentioned earlier, guys, but it's too close, so I wouldn't have taken it. It was about 200 pips, which would have hit full TP right there, but I just wouldn't have risked it, because if you took this trade, your spread would, like, if you were to take this trade, you'd have to have a wider stop loss. Like, you'd have to have like a 400 pip stop loss like that, because you would have to cover the spread. It's just too iffy right now. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said it bounced off news price. Definitely. So here's a couple of the red flags. If you guys are not familiar with like the red flags of like what I look out for, is that if everything lines up, I still won't take a trade if it's near the session. So if it's near this purple line, green line, red line, or if it's at news price. So like news price as well, I don't like trading around here. These all act as the same deterrent for me. I don't like trading around any of these dotted lines. The sessions, news price, or opening price. And the reason for that is because price tends to reject off these prices. So like, for example, if you're entering a sell right here, price could easily just bounce off and shoot back up. Vice versa, if you're entering a buy at this point and price bounces off here, you can see where price is wicking, it can easily just bounce off this as well. So a couple things to keep in mind. I'm going to create brand new videos either this month or next month, guys. Once I'm done with my whole moving process, I'm going to create, brand new videos explaining all of these confluences, all of the red flags, all of the newer strategies that we've been applying. And that will help with you guys, pretty much understanding where to take trades and where not to take trades. Because the main key here is just really consistency. I think if you guys have all of my tools in place and my analysis, you guys would be able to avoid like all bad trades, like how I do here on the live every day. Question from Kenny. Kenny's asking, how high is the gas prices, or how high is gas where you are? Gas is about $6.60 where I'm at, Kenny, and that's cheap gas. That's not the Shell or the Mobil. That's like Arco, bro. It's like cheap gas. It's super expensive. It's $6.60 a gallon. Thankfully, I don't have any gas. Well, I have one gas car, but I don't drive it, so I don't pay for gas. I'm actually looking at my charger right now because I'm charging my Tesla, and let's see how much did I pay for my charge. I paid about $0. So yeah, I didn't pay for no gas. Oh man. Yeah, I paid about $0 for my charge on my Model X. So I mean, it sucks for a lot of you guys who are driving gas cars. But yeah, I charged my car this morning and I just checked and it says free. So nice. Oh man. Yeah, no. So Kenny said it's 405 where he's at. Yeah, gas prices are crazy, guys. I mean, it depends on where you guys are located, but damn, $7.50 in the Bay. That's crazy, guys. I can't believe like people are paying that much for gas. Yeah, no, definitely. Kip said congrats to KT Trader Emilzon, who told us in Telegram that he took his first trade on a funded account for 605 profit. Nice. So yeah, if he does 605 profit a day, 5 days a week, 48 weeks a year, basically the entire year, he could lock in a total of 145K. That's a lot of profit, guys. You think about it. Oh, there's another V3 right here, but it's too tight again. Yeah, so there's a lot of V3s that are coming up right here, guys, but they're just too close. Like they're not worth, I mean, you guys can take this. So like, here's what you guys can do. If you guys want to take these V3s, I don't recommend you guys do this because you're going to have a negative risk toward, but you would have to put a wider stop loss, like maybe like 400 pips or something. Because the problem with this here is that the spread's so wide is that you cover the spread before you make any profit. But yeah, there was another V3 there, but the stop loss is just too tight. So if you guys do want to take these trades, use a wider stop loss, because the last thing you want to do is enter a trade and then you end up losing because your stop loss was too tight. You want to probably use maybe a 400 pip stop loss or a 500 pip stop loss. I know it's not recommended and not preferred, but it's that's the only way you guys can take these trades here, because stop loss is going to be too tight. You can't do a 1-to-1 here. It's going to be impossible. The spread on FTMO is 220 pips. So you would have to cover at least this much. So let me just give you a little example. So whenever you guys enter any trades on FTMO, you're going to end up automatically in the negative this far. So if your stop loss is right here, you're going to automatically get stopped out. You need to have your stop loss at least, I mean, even 300 pips is too close. I would probably have it around 400. Because you need to cover the spread before you make any profit. Let's see what else we got over here. Peter's asking what's my gas car? Well, it's not really my car. It's my girlfriend's car. She has a truck. It's a Nissan Frontier. I mean, she spends so much on gas. I'm looking to get an R8 though. So I'm in the market for an R8 right now. I don't know if I'm going to get it yet because gas prices are crazy. But I mean, it's only going to be a weekend car anyways. I'm just going to use it to drive to certain places like the gym and stuff, not necessarily driving it every day. My Tesla is going to be my everyday car. Let's see. Nice, Nick took it. So big congrats to you, Nick. Nick actually took the V3 right here, and he passed his FTMO. So huge congrats to Nick over here. Nice work, Nick. But yeah, guys, you know, I'm in the market right now for an R8 or a Huracan, just like my starter supercar. It's gonna be my first supercar. So I wanted to get a McLaren 720, but I'm gonna wait for that because they have so many issues that I'm not trying to deal with it right now. Kenny said, do you let her drive your car? She doesn't drive my Tesla. She doesn't know how to drive, because if you guys have driven a Tesla before, it's a little different. And it's a Model X, so it's a little bit of a bigger car. So if you guys have driven Kenny, I don't know if you've driven a Tesla before. It's like a one pedal thing. So it's kind of weird at the beginning when you first drive it, but you start to get used to it. It's actually a lot smoother than a regular car, because when you let go of the gas, the car slows down. But no, she doesn't drive my Tesla. And once I get my next car, she's probably not going to drive that either. Charles said, where you at, Rick? So yeah, Rick, you were in a sell earlier, so I'm pretty sure you're pretty deep in profit if you're still holding on to it. Peter said Rick is probably up 15K and out drinking. Pretty sure, right? Sorry, guys. Be right back. 1 second. All right, guys, I'm back. Let's see if we got 5 minutes till 8. I don't know if we're going to get any other entries here. I was looking for this triple confluence, but it didn't close below here. So unfortunately, no entry off that. I think Maddie was looking for that as well. So we needed this candle right here to close below this line. Unfortunately, it didn't. So there was no triple confluence. And this market is just literally playing with us all day today. Let me see if I could identify where price is probably going to go. So there's still liquidity below here, but there's also liquidity on the top. This is going to be an issue because, yeah, this is going to be a bit of an issue. because when the mid-mark reversal happens, so let me just mark this up over here. So we got 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and 12. So price is dropping below here. As price continues to drop, it's going to create liquidity up over here, right? So what might happen here is we might have some price drop continue down here, or it's going to be 8 o'clock soon. So once it hits 8 o'clock over here, price is probably just going to go into consolidation. So price has already pushed up and to push right back down, pushed up, pushed right back down from 8 to 9. Maybe some consolidation around here. 9 and 10, some more consolidation. And then possibly reversal right there as it gets closer to 12. So, I mean, we'll see what happens, but I don't know. This market today, yesterday and Wednesday has just been back and forth. You can see right here, so it's easier to see on the cleaner chart. Just back up from this point. This is where market opened at 6:30, right? From 6:30 to 7, price pushed up. Like a random push up. There's no reason for it to push up. From 7 to 7:30 was just straight consolidation. And then news happened right here and price just dumped back into consolidation, right? It's just a big range. So there's no clear direction. Usually when the market opens from like 6:30 to about 8, price will just keep pushing up higher and higher and higher, or lower and lower and lower. Today, there hasn't been that. You can see price is coming right back down to opening price. So right here where price currently is, if price drops lower, it's going to go back to literally where price was when it opened over here at 6:30, right? This is where price opened at 6:30 and it's just coming right back to where it was. So, I mean, pretty much no direction here at all. Unfortunately, we haven't had any official trades within the past couple of days. This isn't normal. Like we haven't had this where there's maybe like 1 or 2 days where there's no trades because the market's been kind of iffy. But this week, it's been 3 days now, back to back. I'm hoping tomorrow market's going to move a lot smoother and then we can actually take something worthwhile. But you know, it's obviously just too risky right now. So unfortunately, we're going to have to close out the session, guys. It's about to be 8 in about 2 minutes. If you guys have any questions, you know, feel free to reach out to me through email or through Telegram. I'm not going to trade today. The market is still not confirmed, you know, any true direction. I mean, technically right here, it did. Here's the setup that we kind of look for, right? Here's the price came below here, came up and retested liquidity right there. And then it confirmed. So for me specifically, I think price is going to continue dropping. Here's where price broke and closed below liquidity. There, I do think price will continue dropping. However, you're going to get a bunch of issues right here because price is right at news price, so it might just bounce off this point and then come back up. So, you know, what I do recommend, guys, is if you guys don't have to trade, I mean, me personally, if I'm not trading, it's probably a sign that you probably should not trade as well, because you know, I only take trades when I know they're for sure going to hit. That's why we have such a high win rate here at K2. I'm not taking any dumb trades or risky trades. I'm only taking trades that I'm like absolutely certain are going to be 100% sure win. So you guys are free to just stay on the charts. I do think price is probably going to come down a little bit, but be careful as we get closer to the mid market, because I do think price is going to push back up. There's a lot of liquidity sitting above this area over here. So if you guys have questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, we'll pick back up tomorrow and then we'll wrap up the session. Hopefully by tomorrow, we'll have some good trades and then we can just close out the week strong. You know, I have wins from Monday, haven't taken any trades Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. So I'm still net positive for the week. And then maybe tomorrow I can lock in maybe 1 or 2 more trades. So other than that, guys, have a great rest of your morning. And if you guys have questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I will